Hey guys, it's Feer here, and we are watching the replay of RLCS matchup Evil Geniuses versus Ghost Gaming in Week 1 of the RLCS. What this video, or video series if anybody ends up caring, is going to be about, it's an in-depth look at how goals are scored in the RLCS. The hope is that you'll come out of this realizing more of the little things that teams do that lead to a goal. I know when playing my own games and watching RLCS, I've found the mistakes that actually cause the goals turn out to be happening minutes before the ball actually goes in. So for the first installment, I chose Evil Geniuses versus Ghost Gaming because it was a series in which goals were hard to come by. So let's jump right into it with the first and only goal in Game 1.
Now Chicago. Ball hard off the corner. Corrupted G puts that shot on target, but Lethamir gets back in time, saving his boost. Now Chicago over to Classics. Classics keeps the ball out of the reach of this Ghost squad.
Boost for memory, though. It's been a great past couple of minutes for Evil
This
Geniuses.
could be a chance, and Chicago misread that off the backboard.
Oh, what a shot.
And then the shot from Corrupted G. He has been a prolific scorer in the past. Now, a great way to start out Season 6.
So as we go through the replay here in slow motion, I'm going to highlight a few things that I think were the reasons why they scored. One of the reasons was just consistent pressure by Evil Geniuses. Lots of consecutive touches in a row. One, a nice special clear to the side by two, a nice special clear to the side by Classics that I think he gets coming up here soon. A little bit of tentativeness from Zane Jackie, as well as a boost steal from Corrupted G. So this clear to the side here by Classics is everything, right? Lethamir is going to be able to push the ball out to the center and kind of give a contest that Memory is expecting, but instead, Classics puts it up to the right. Memory flips out, trying to use boost to come challenge Corrupted G here, but realizes he doesn't get there. Knows he's going to have to drive up on the wall to contest. Corrupted G comes up here, doesn't win this necessarily, but does enough that Memory pushes it ever so slightly. Memory has no boost now, and so Classics can do whatever he wants. Memory's just falling to the ground. Corrupted G here steals this boost from Lethamir, as you saw right there in the last second. That was very important. Lethamir, who now only has about 30 boost, is driving up this wall, can't speed up a bit, can't rush to this ball, and gets beat out by Classics. If he has a little bit more, doesn't get slightly bumped, he maybe does a better job here. And then Chicago right here. This is a little bit of Lethamir tenderness, and Chicago just good pressure, constantly touching the ball. Both these two touches maybe don't seem insane, like he's for sure going to score. You might even get mad at a teammate for doing them in rank, just kind of touching the ball like crazy. But what it leads to is Zane Jackie not knowing when he can go, and Corrupted G finally getting the shot off of it. So real quick before we move on to the next goal, we're watching now from Zane Jackie's perspective, right? So this is the tenderness I'm talking about right here. I feel like if he had gone right here, he maybe would have had a chance to contest with Chicago or change Chicago's hit ever so slightly, maybe bumped him. I mean, done something other than let Chicago do whatever he wants. So Chicago now moves up, ends up giving the eventual pass. Zane Jackie does the right thing of moving into the corner because he knows now that Memory or someone on his team is coming behind him. It happens to be Memory. So Memory, who was low on boost from the earlier challenge we saw high, all because Classics hit it over to the right. That's why he had to use the boost to get up there. Doesn't want to sit in boost, or just doesn't want to sit and go with low boost. So right now he's driving out to this pad to the left here. Wants to make sure he has at least 36 boost, or whatever it's going to be, so that he has a chance to contest. But that actually ends up turning his car in a way that he's not able to stop this fairly easy to save shot by Corrupted G. I would say if he had 36 boost and was sitting normally just waiting for it, he's going to be able to stop it, but because he needs to grab those pads, needs to get that boost back, because of that consistent, constant pressure from Evil Geniuses, he's not able to get the save.
1 minute remaining. This has been a low-scoring series so far. We're scoreless in the final minute. Left getting challenged by Chicago, ball bouncing dangerously. Classics is going to put it upfield. Chicago picks up full boost. What's he going to do with it? Double tap opportunity. Chicago being denied, but Corrupted G finishes off the scraps from this incredible Chicago shot.
So it's no secret here that the goal scored by Chicago is a very impressive play, but I want to just highlight one part of this that Chicago also did that maybe you didn't notice when you were watching live on stream. That was really the main reason that he even had a chance to shoot the goal in the first place. So he gets beat here, pretty bad by Zane Jackie, good win. The ball's pushing into the Evil Geniuses side, and Ghost Gaming's on the attack. Chicago grabs boost here and is now headed back to net. And now the key thing that happens here is this demo. So he sees Lethamir coming back up. He knows on his way back to the net, he might as well try and demo somebody. So Lethamyr, who has ball cam still on, cannot see where Memory is, right? He's just coming to trying to contest. Lethamyr doesn't want to sit so far back in the net that he can't, stop a clear. I don't know if you kind of know how high-level rotations work, but he wants to be close enough so that if a ball does somehow manage to make it over Memory and Zane Jackie, he's going to be there to take it. Or if Zane Jackie, who looks like he's aimed back towards the Ghost Gaming side, looks like he's maybe going to rotate back, Lethamyr's going to take his place. So he cannot see. He knows Memory flew into the corner, but he can't see Memory, so he doesn't know whether or not he needs to dodge a demo. So right here, a demo happens, and I'm going to go into a kind of floating mode here and show kind of where Lethamyr would be if he didn't get demoed. Because I know some people may have thought this demo was not a big deal. So Lethamyr is driving forward here. He's going to continue up. Zane Jackie's probably more likely going to head back. I mean, he's heading back right now. He's going to let Lethamyr have a challenge. If Lethamyr is driving up and staying right here, when Kreptag chips this up, I mean, maybe you could argue Kreptag wouldn't have chipped it up like this if Lethamyr wasn't dead. But Lethamyr can drive and fly at this challenge and steal it right there. Nice little zoom camera angle to show you what I mean. So he could steal it from there, and the whole play does not start off and end to be what it is. So if we go look over at Zane Jackie, who knows his buddy just got demoed, this Lethamyr challenge that would be there isn't there. Zane Jackie knows Lethamyr just got demoed. He doesn't know that Lethamyr is about to spawn directly behind him. If he did know, he might just leave this one and let Lethamyr drive and take this one away. But there's no way. You're not going to be able to guess. It's random. There's 4 spots you can spawn. So Zane Jackie goes up and tries to stop this ball from going too far into their side with a nice, good aerial. Takes away a lot of his boost. Now he's sitting with 32. Lethamyr wants to continue it, so he's coming up. He only has his 32 boost that he gets from spawning, so he does a decent job here of contesting it, but it's really just a 50-50, a tie. And so now Lethamyr, who just got demoed, just had to use up the tiny bit of boost he had from getting demoed to fly by on a challenge. Is now flying over to the goal. He's irrelevant now. You see he's in the air, and he's like not going to land anytime soon or get back to the net. So Zane Jackie is now in a spot where he needs to do another save. Chicago beats him out. This is what eventually leads to the double touch. Gets going up there fast. Steals the ball once. Gets it again. Memory does a decent job of trying to save here. But there's only so much you can do on a sweet hit like that. Is able to stop it last second. Kreptag, because Lethamyr is a million miles away and is just now making it back to the net, is going to score the goal. So I just want to highlight something like that demo by Chicago that really was extremely relevant to the goal, that maybe people didn't notice or didn't even realize it had such a big effect that it did the first time watching it through.
And this has been such a quiet offensive game from both sides. Just 2 goals scored in this entire series so far. Both of them by Corrupted G.
Chicago assisting both as well.
See if that trend continues. We're past the halfway point, still scoreless.
Ooh, big miss. Doesn't matter. Corrupted G should have this.
And Chicago was able to get that corner boost as well. So EG gearing up for a long attack.
Oh, and another miss from Ghost Gaming. More free pressure. That one's through. Back wall and into the right side.
Chicago with the double tap. What a statement from him.
So pretty obviously here on the surface, the real reason why Ghost Gaming here gets scored on is because of a Memory miss and a Lethamyr miss, right? So Kreptag puts the ball out here. Memory trying to continue it to the corner. Misses. Lethamyr misses. 2 misses. You can't afford to do that. Classics puts the ball to the center, and Chicago double taps it in. So let's go look, though, at what caused that consistent pressure that led to those misses and the Chicago double tap. So we'll start here, which is where Kreptag gets a long clear, and that's where the pressure starts. So we'll switch over to Chicago, right? Essentially, the way they end up scoring this goal is consistent challenges and wins of 50-50. So right now we're looking at Chicago, and he comes up, and we'll go about 50% speed. He wins this 50-50 with Zane Jackie, or at least doesn't let Zane Jackie clear it. Then Corrupted wins his 50-50 with Lethamyr. Wasn't able to show it in time. And they clear it off to the side. So next person who's up, Chicago's on his way back. Next person up is Classics. So Classics does what you need to get an advantage, which is not win 1 50-50, but 2. Wins this first one against Memory, and is able to fly down and win this second one against Lethamyr. Anytime you have one player beat two in a 50-on-50, it kind of just creates a situation where you're almost playing like a 2-on-1. Obviously not completely, but it at least makes it feel like it. So Corrupted G is able to collect it after the Chicago miss. Zane Jackie had to not go for the ball. I think Chicago was going to actually touch it, so a little bit more Zane Jackie tentativeness. But Corrupted G gets a couple good hits off of this, which is now what led to Lethamyr and Memory kind of being on their back heels, all starting with those those challenges that we had earlier. So Memory goes up, misses here, tried to accelerate it over into the corner a little bit faster than it was, and then Lethamyr, another miss here. But notice he had just the right amount of boost to potentially get there, maybe a couple more boosts, and he doesn't miss. I mean, he could still get there with the boost that he had. But those challenges, those consistent challenges, and Classics winning 2 challenges in a row, and then, you know, the easy stuff that's obvious to tell. Classics sees Zane Jackie in the goal, isn't going to just hit it right at him, knows he's got a teammate, let's use him. Zane Jackie knows how to save easy shots like this. So instead, chips it out slightly over to Chicago, and then Chicago makes a nasty play. Zane Jackie was doing the right thing, trying to come out and steal that pass, but Zane Jackie puts off the backboard and double taps it in. So obviously Chicago did most of it here. The 2 whiffs, I mean, really, I guess you could say Lethamyr and Zane Jackie did most of it or Lethamyr and Memory with their 2 misses did most of it. But Classics in Chicago and the 50-50s that happened before, all relevant to the play and really help score. So before we end this, I know it's going a little bit long. We're going to go hop over and look at least one Ghost Gaming score, which is the next goal in this game, so that we're not just ragging on them the whole time and giving Evil Geniuses all the credit.
Whenever you get handed the ball in such a manner, it's so easy to maybe rush the play. So great heads up from Classics, just dish it out to the top of the box and make something happen. Back wall, open net, and Memory can't get it. Is Chicago coming off the back wall? It's tied at 1.
Memory able to take advantage of this play. Lethamyr off the side. Chicago perhaps should have left it. Classics jumped after that Chicago hit. That put the EG defense off kilter.
All right, it's time to flip the script here a little bit. I know we've been talking about how well Chicago's been playing, how tentative Zane Jackie's been playing. Well, we're about to watch a goal that is really the result of Zane Jackie playing fast, playing quick, playing smart. So Lethamyr does a good job of pushing the ball up high here to make Chicago's hit not great. I mean, Chicago's just trying to pass out to Corrupted G, which is fine. But where the magic of this goal happens is right here, where Zane Jackie gets up fast enough, doesn't play tentative, to hit it to the right of Corrupted G, leaving Corrupted G flying back to the goal. Corrupted G is now going to be irrelevant to the play, right? So then we look at Lethamyr, who just missed his challenge and is flying upfield. Decides to turn and hit this ball to not let Classics get a free hit. So this actually throws Classics off, who ends up doing like a little 360 rotation here. So if we look over at Classics, he thinks he's going to have a chance here, doesn't think Lethamyr is going to turn, so he's driving up, sees that Lethamyr is starting to turn, and has to return back again. Lethamyr chips it up off the side wall. Perfect. Up for Zane Jackie again. So the issue that plagued Evil Geniuses here is Chicago was so worried that Zane Jackie was going to get a shot fast and beat Classics. Notice that he can't really see Zane Jackie. He doesn't know how close he is to getting to it. He thinks Zane Jackie's going to beat everybody, and he knows that he can beat Classics, so he wants to try and get up there and hit it off the back wall in a way that's better than the way that Zane Jackie's going to get it. Classics knows that he could probably get up and at least tie with Zane Jackie here, so he's also going to commit, and the 2 double committing is what ultimately leads to the demise. So if Zane Jackie had gotten to the ball, I mean, honestly, he might just have scored. Classics might have been too late, but maybe he gets like a tie 50-50 here. That's what I think would have happened. But Chicago got there first. He knew he could. He steals it and puts it up off the backboard where Memory's going to be able to come and easily finish it. So remember how, see how wide open the net is? So what I was talking about earlier with Zane Jackie's touch is that was the reason why they scored, right? So Corrupted G, who's the 3rd guy on Evil Geniuses, notice he's still not back yet. If that 50-50 is a tie or even closer to a tie, then Corrupted G doesn't fly as far past the ball. The ball doesn't head straight down to the other side. So all of it, the pass from Chicago to the center wasn't that bad, but all of it came from a quick play by Zane Jackie to able to get up, push to the side, make Corrupted G fall back. Corrupted G is nowhere close to get back in the save on time, and Memory is able to pretty easily tap it in. Can't really blame Chicago for not being able to get that save off the ceiling. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. A little look into a few goals from this match last week in RLCS, and kind of what the little things that lead to those goals happening. If you think that you're getting stuck in ranked and you think your teammates are hurting you, one thing I would suggest is kind of looking back at your games like I just did with these RLCS games. And instead of blaming the last guy who missed the last save, think about what happened before that. What did you do? How were you involved? How was your bad challenge relevant to how the goal was eventually scored? And you'll start to realize the things you're doing wrong even when you think it's completely your teammates. So another thing I want to do, or I guess I want to know from you guys, is whether you'd like to see maybe an analysis of a full game and how a team during the whole game, not just when they scored goals, how they played and what they did in order to get a victory over another team. I think that might be a little bit interesting. If you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to see me do with these RLCS replays and watch them, let me know. That'd be awesome. And if you want me to review one of your replays, or you want me to look at what you might be doing wrong, especially in those games where you lost and you thought it was completely your teammate, I guarantee I can come up with 20 things that you also did wrong in that game that could have led you to scoring, could have led you to ranking up. So I'll let the rest of this game play out. It's going to be a quick overtime goal by Ghost Gaming, but hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think.